All right, man. So I'm finna let y'all into my life, man. So I grew up in Haynes Garden, which where this story come from. I wrote this story when I was in CCA. It was back in oh oh 07, oh 09. But look, so I grew up in Haynes Garden apartment, one of the roughest neighborhoods back in the 80s and 90s. So I was one of them young kids that grew up around older dudes. The reason being, because my mama, she used to sell weed. My mama was a hustler. So I was in one of them houses that it was always traffic coming in and out the house from my mama selling to different people. She partying, she drinking. You know what I mean? She didn't really care what I did type stuff. It was like, she let me drink daiquiris. I don't even know if I was drunk at the time. I ended up setting the whole up. I set the trash can on fire one time. Me and my cousin, we set the trash can on fire. So it's on fire. We trying to put the fire out. We throwing paper bags on the flame. So that, you know what I mean? That was the type of stuff. It was just wild in the apartment. So that was in B building. We moved from B building to F building, and that's where my mama's house really got the banging. So when my mama selling weed, she meet new people. And these dudes, I looked up to them, and then it was like they were schooling me on how to be a gangster, and that's what I wanted to be like. Dudes in Haynes Garden, they used to go out and rob. When they go rob, they used to come back to my mama's house, split the money up, break my mama out, give me a few dollars, and hide their guns. And I'm seeing where they hiding these guns at. I'm going, when they leave, I'm going back and just looking at the guns. They like, as I know now, they like Max, pumps, like, you know what I'm saying, them type guns. And it was like, I looked up to them, and some of them dead, some of them in prison for life. Shout out to Charlie, Big Chew, man. He got 51 years in the pen. That one of my big homies. So, okay, so my mama, she selling weed for her granddaddy, which he was a hustler. He been hustling since I was young. Every time he come over, he give me $100 bills, give my mama some pounds of weed, and she break it down and selling it. And my granddad, he one of old schools that he dressed to match his car. He got like Rolls Royces, and he matched his car when he dressed. And I looked up to that. I always wondered like what he did. At first I didn't know, but I know now my granddad, he been hustling for so long. And really they never hid nothing from me. It was always in my face. Like inside the building that I lived in, inside the apartment, it was wild. Like it was just like wild in Haynes Garden. And like when I did finally hit the streets, all that stuff, it was like a rerun to me. I'm like, I didn't seen this before. And it was like, it didn't fit well with me, because I'm like, all this shit that's happening outside was happening inside my apartment. And it was like, man, I don't think this, like, it was only like a few dudes I always get along with that I knew that they grew up wild. Like, I could see that it was in his household, like he grew up around this type of stuff. And so I didn't never had to, I failed second grade because back in the day, my mama, she used to party and drink and stuff. So when it was school time, I never had to go to school. I used to skip school in second grade. I'm talking about in second grade, I probably missed like 200 days just from not going to school. I just act like I'm getting ready for school and go. I had this little clubhouse in Haynes Garden, which it was like in the woods. And I used to go and chill in the woods until school started back. And I failed second grade like that. And the people in my family, they be like, they go take me from my mama. You know what I mean? That's how, that was type of like a environment growing. They just be like, this is not good for a kid type stuff. I mean, my mama, wild. She done been shot, selling weed, all type of stuff. And I kind of grew up around that type of stuff. And You know what I mean? Cop the book if y'all want to know more of my story.